Roof lines. This is roof lines. We are now and have been for several months experiencing serious challenges in the supply chain on a local as well as a global level as our economy is dealing with a booming return. As the volume increases in orders, we as a whole in the roofing community are seeing significant back orders in materials. Products such as screws and plates, even adhesives, have really put a serious damper on getting jobs shipped, delivered, started, or even continued if you already have one in progress. There is a major demand and supply imbalance, and I'm here to try to offer you a solution. Versico's VacuSeal V2T vent. We know about fully adhered systems. We know about mechanically attached systems. Guys, screws and plates, they're becoming harder and harder to come by. Adhesives, if you're flipping mechanically attached jobs over to fully adhered, you're talking about a lot more expense, but also the adhesives are becoming more and more difficult to come by. We're seeing the long lead times on screws and plates up to 4 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks. What I'm going to show you is the V2T, the VacuSeal system. So these vents are not going to be adhered, they're not going to be mechanically attached. It's actually a loose laid ballast system, much like the very large river rock that is on top of an EPDM roof, let's say, where everything is loose laid. Polyiso, or your EPS, your coverboard, your membrane, and then your rock on top, or also you might have seen pavers. So those are ballasted systems where there is a weight that's holding the roof down. This is a wind ballasted system where these vents are positioned all the way around the perimeter of the roof. And when the winds are moving over the roof and through these vents, it is actually sucking down the roof. So it's a negative pressure that is pulling that roof down. The Bernoulli effect, which is whenever the winds are moving through this hourglass shaped PVC vent, right here there's perforations on the underside of this hemisphere. The perforations allow for the winds, whenever they're moving through there, that high pressure to be pulling from underneath the membrane. There are venting strips. Venting strips are allowing the winds from underneath the membrane, underneath the roof, to travel all the way to this vent and up through these legs and then out through the bottom hemisphere where it's perforated. The Venturi effect, whenever the winds are moving through and they're becoming compressed more through this, once again, hourglass shaped PVC roof vent, it's speeding up. If you think of a water hose, a garden hose, and you put your thumb over the end of it, okay, the mouth of it, and you're applying pressure, and now that water starts to shoot a lot faster with a lot more pressure. That is the same principle here. If you think about a race car, that big old spoiler on the back, the wind's moving over the spoiler and pushing that tail end down of the race car. That is the same principle here. So yes, everything is loose laid. Your polyiso, your EPS, your coverboard, you have to have a coverboard. I suggest a Durastorm VSH very severe hail. You could also use Densdeck or Secure Rock, whatever is available. Loose lay that on the entire roof. Then you put your 60mm membrane or 80mm membrane on top of that. Then your VacuSeal V2T vents. We will draw out the schematic for you. We have our engineering that will do this for you so that you know exactly where to place the vents. We will come out on the job site with you so that you make sure that you are installing, to assure that you're installing that roof as per our specifications, our details, and so that we can warranty the job. But these vents right here will hold down the roof. Everything is loose laid. I know it sounds crazy. So structural concrete deck. So you don't have to penetrate the deck, and then you don't even have to do any adhesives. This is a perfect solution. Layovers is really where you're going to benefit. Whenever you can't have a screw because you can't get it, screws and plates, you can actually loose lay your cover board, loose lay your membrane. Of course, you're going to seam everything, all of your pipes, all of your boots, all of your seams. Around the perimeter, you're going to have a caulking tape. Goes behind the membrane, and then you're going to put a termination bar and seal it right there against the wall. That has to be done because you need a vacuum sealed roof so that these vents work properly. All of the winds moving over that roof will pull down with these vents. I know it sounds crazy. Already done 2 jobs. One was in San Antonio. A 100,000 square foot job, 3 times written up. I believe this is the 3rd time that it was written up in a magazine. Very cool project, went off without a hitch. Did another 70,000 square foot here in Austin. It was a hotel that was converted into apartments, and that was a structural concrete deck with a modified bitumen over top of it. Saved a ton of money, because we didn't have to go fully adhered. We went with the V2T system, and we saved a ton of money. Now I'm telling you to save a ton of time so that you don't have to wait on your screws and plates. Versico Roof Systems, raise the V. Call me, Jay Rodriguez, 281-932-6984. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Raise the V. We'll see you next time. Thanks.